I got some good news and some bad news.
The good news is I bought a street legal race car. Oh yeah.
No, I'm not talking about my Skyline, which we're turning into a Gymkhana car on this episode. And no, I'm not talking about my GT3 RS, which many would argue is a race car for the streets, which by the way is currently at Raceworks, where it's getting prepped for the track. It's not this, or even this. I'm talking about an actual formula car that I can drive on the streets. Imagine me driving a formula car to the gym, which I gotta get to because I put on some weight. But before we reveal the car, let's talk about the bad news. The bad news is I just made $500,000 on my GT3 RS. I bought the car about 3 weeks ago, but 2 days ago, Porsche announced that the next generation, the 992.2, is going to have turbos. Meaning, this is the last naturally aspirated GT3 RS, which only means the price is gonna go up. So this is the next $1 million car. I bought it for $400K, it's gonna be worth $1 million if I leave the 300 delivery miles that the car has on it. So that's the bad news. The bad news is I can't drive this car anymore. Because if I were to put 5,000 miles on the car, it would be worth about $750K, meaning it would cost me $50,000 for every 1,000 miles. So driving this thing to the gym and back, putting 10 miles on it would cost me $500. But that's not gonna stop us from driving this car because we're taking it to the track this weekend to beat the Chuck Walla lap record. We're going for a 148 flat. If you guys remember the SEMA video, Sideways Sean said he's gonna turn this car into a Gymkhana car. So let's go over to his shop, figure out what we're doing with this thing, and then we'll reveal the new car. I love this thing. Let's go.
Wow, it's a little loud, yeah?
Yeah, just a little.
Hey, it's not loud enough. Crank it up again. You guys took all the paint semi off of it?
Okay, so it rained. Okay, it rained. It took all the paint off. I had green, I had red, I had yellow. It left the yellow on.
That's fantastic.
So that's another thing. We gotta paint the car. all this yellow.
That's great.
Has stayed on.
Yeah, fantastic.
So yeah, gotta paint the car. I don't know what color. I'll let them decide. You guys decide what color. Your boy got sponsored, by the way. Let's show us the brakes.
Yeah, let's check them out.
Willwood made a first set for the R34, and they sent it to me. But I spec'd it in the wrong colors because I thought I was gonna keep this car white. So I've got green and pink, I think, on the calipers. So green on one side, pink on the other side. And I was gonna paint the wheels green and pink. With the white, it would look cool. But I'm thinking, I don't know what the name of these colors are off the top of my head, but I'll toss them up here. These are like 3-4 options. You guys pick a set. Hey, we finally made it on YouTube, baby. We got something sponsored.
Hell yeah.
So we got green on one side, and then pink on the other side.
That's sick.
This is cool, right?
Yeah, that's sick.
This is really cool. Willwood, thank you.
Number one brakes in the world. Dial.
Oh, that's beautiful. All right, so we're probably gonna have to paint these.
Probably have to strip and paint them again.
I don't make anything easy.
Guy.
Yeah, I know. Maybe we just leave them the way they are for now while the car's white until we figure out what color to paint the car. But the blue wheels aren't gonna work.
You have some crazy colors going on.
I know, yeah, there's too many colors.
We're just all over the place, bro.
You gotta powder coat like everything at this point.
Sean, by the way, dude.
Yeah, crazy.
You're fucking handsome as fuck.
What do you mean, dude? We're brothers. Same person, different font, dude.
I saw you in the helmet.
He forgets we hung out back in the day, dude. We hung out with
so someone's different.
Actually, Ari over there. That's Ari's turbo like 370Z. Turbo 370, so single turbo stock motor. He did, just the roll cage and stuff like that through a different shop, but to pass tech and go to just normal drift events around here. Nothing like competition, but he's known for like his street style and intersections in LA and stuff like that. So
what does this car have that we can put on my car and not tell Ari about it, because Ari doesn't watch my videos, he would never know.
Steal parts off of his car?
Yeah.
I don't know, we'd have to come up with a list, dude, have to plan it out. You probably don't want any of these parts. All of his parts are probably better.
This is cool.
Yeah, so this is gonna be like my drift
Oh, this is
car.
the one you were talking
yeah,
about.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a R35 that I'm building.
Shit.
We got the first angle kit in I think all of the US or maybe the world for R35s from FDF probably one month ago.
Jack, you gotta check this
Yeah,
out.
he started making this angle kit last year. And,
That's insane.
And it took him probably 7 months to produce, but he made it just for the R35. And yeah, so we're gonna be the first ones running, you know, the whole deleted front diff. If you look, we made custom engine mounts for a 370Z trans or motor. Sorry, in there. It's gonna be twin turbo.
What are we doing with my car angle kit wise? So when you put an angle kit on, right? What components do you get rid of and what do you add?
So with the angle kit, let's say stock, your car gets 35 degrees, right?
Okay.
The whole point of the angle kit is to get that that extra
15.
30 or 40 degrees out of it. So
That much
these
more?
will be at like 67 degrees, something like almost 70 degrees steering angle. Yours, since we're gonna probably, we are gonna retain the front all-wheel drive, right? Systems.
Are we?
I mean, that's what it sounds like. You still like to do that kind of all-wheel drive stuff.
I
with
think
it,
we
right?
should.
It does sound
Yeah,
like you
I think
do.
we should.
So yours sounds like it'd be more like modifying the knuckles to get more angle as much as you can to
Wait,
where
but
the
you're-
axle
you're
doesn't bind up.
Doubling it? You're going from 35 to.
It wouldn't get as much as what like a full drift car would, but you will still get at probably another 10 to 15 degrees out of it to where it feels, oh, you can really save it and feels like your drifting feels, you know,
Okay. That's
more
perfect.
predictable, I
I'd be
guess you would
happy
say.
with that.
It's enough to save you and retain the all-wheel drive systems without kind of taking out the whole balance of the car and the whole point of kind of how you have it, right? It's gonna be like a Gymkhana style build to where he can mess with it in rear wheel drive and do his burnouts, and then he can still do his all-wheel drive stuff and go drift around, pull the handbrake, have fun with it, and make it a real practical driver's car, you know?
Okay.
Some kind of like Ken Blocky, you know?
So I think let's do like 2 steps on this thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll do everything that we've discussed,
Sure.
and then next up, possibly upgrade the engine to 1,000 horsepower and put a sequential on it.
I was gonna say we have a couple cool contacts. I think I might have sent you on Instagram. I don't know if you saw it, but we found basically this billet trans that's fully sequential for the GTR R34 and to retain the all-wheel drive systems now.
Okay.
They just came out with badass system. It's like fully pressure plated off the hand. So basically, when you go to no lift shift, we can tune it to where you stay in it full throttle, and it has pressure sensors in it, so it knows you're pulling back, and it
Okay.
will basically cut ignition, shift, and then you just get right back in.
How much
into
is
it.
that? 30?
It's probably around there. I want to say it was like 22 or something like that. So plus all the little components, right?
Here's the thing that sucks.
Pretty nuts.
I've spent over 100K
Oh, I believe it.
on everything, okay? But now I need to redo everything. So all the money I spent is just, you know, it's down the drain. So I wish I brought it here to begin with. I would have spent 100K and I would have built it correctly from day one. What the fuck is this?
Dude.
Fire hazard is what it is. Is that
Look at
triple
this.
chassis with this fire hazard exhaust.
Look where the exhaust comes out from.
Dude, it's dual purpose. So they're actually back heaters, you know, seat heaters as well.
Yeah, it's got a little pinhole facing toward the driver's seat.
I've never in my life seen this. Look,
Neither
okay, so
have I.
exhaust goes from the engine and then pops out from here.
So sketchy.
Does this work?
I have
There's
no
no way
clue.
this works.
We didn't build. Okay,
Chazzy,
none
what
of
the
this.
fuck, Chazzy?
None of this is us body wise, besides the wrap we've done for him, and then just fixing up the engine for him. So he hopped in it and had a little fire the first time he drove it, so we kind of made it safer. Added the fire extinguishers, cleaned up all of his wiring in there because we have an in-house wiring guy that does
Oh,
great.
hey,
Yeah.
wiring on this car, it's a rat's nest.
Is it?
We found out.
Yes.
Jack locked the keys inside the trunk.
While we were racing this car versus an airplane, I made the mistake of locking the keys in the trunk. During that, I realized I had to take out the back seats because the lock was on, so you couldn't even open the trunk from the inside of the car. So we call our R34 guy. He's like, yeah, just take out the back seats. You should be able to reach through, no problem. I take out the back seats after like an hour of finding tools and getting people to help out and finding out, you know, YouTube videos, whatever. We get into the back, and I kid you not, like, I am so surprised this car has not caught on fire already because there is literally a clump of wires, and like some of them are frayed, and it looks like there's a big inverter or something in there. It's dude,
There's
it's-
like
I-
200 pounds of wires
Dude,
in the
That's
back.
what we like to
It's
call a rat's nest.
awful. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
awful. And it's a miracle this car hasn't caught on fire.
That's crazy.
So
Yeah, let's get
let's
that
definitely
fixed.
get that fixed.
Okay, yeah, we should probably check it out because catching on fire is never good.
Never, no.
Hey, why don't we take delivery of this car at a drift track, and you teach me how to drive a drift car properly.
Yeah. This is gonna be a whole different animal though, because it's gonna have that kind of hoonigan, you know, like how they have their like 4-wheel drive drifting. It's gonna be that like Travis Pastrana, like this thing's gonna be fucking fast. Sick, man. Well, thank you for trusting us. I appreciate you bringing it in, and I can't wait to show this thing off once it's done.
Well, yeah.
Excited for this one.
At the track will be fun. All right, we've been talking about it a lot. The reveal of the car. I'm here with Jaxie, my beautiful puppy, my little boy. Jaxie, you just farted, bro. Get out of here. Oh my god. That is brutal, bro. What are you eating? Huh, papas? Okay. All right. So this is a new car I'm getting. I've never been more excited for a car delivery than this thing. And it's also my first time seeing a full picture of this car, because up until now I've only been looking at it on my phone since I ordered it when I was on vacation. And I'm just blown away. I'm lost of words just looking at this car. It is so beautiful. I first saw this car pop up on Instagram about a week ago, and since then, speaking with Ryn, they figured out who I am and my racing experience and all that, and they are offering me a beta car. So I'm getting a pre-production car in about 4 months, and I'm going to give them some feedback as a customer on what's good and what's not good with the car. Looking at this thing, I can't imagine what's not going to be good about it. We're going to hop on a call right now with Caleb to ask him questions about this car and you know, what his vision was behind it, and also some performance figures of the car, the type of engine, drivetrain, and all that stuff. I'm going to have a formula car to drive on the streets and on the track. Like, I'm spending all this money on my GT3 RS, track prepping it, and then this is a fraction of the cost, and I'm going to absolutely destroy my GT3 RS times with this thing. All right, we are fortunate enough to have the founder of Ryn Motors with us. Let's switch over to the computer and have a discussion with Caleb Bergstrom, my Swedish friend.
I appreciate it, man. I'm looking forward to it. And again, like you being a kind of early access beta customer kind of makes it where I'm excited to try to give you any additional info I can and just kind of talk through things. So
I appreciate it, bro.
Thank you for the feedback.
Thank you for hopping on the call and taking your time. I'm sure you're busy getting the prototype ready for us.
It's been crazy.
Yeah.
It's been crazy. I mean, right now we're pretty much head down on just getting that the initial kind of full FP3 beta functional, and then we're starting the mechanical testing. So a lot of the mechanical track testing will happen. The target with that's about 2 months, and then we're going to have then we'll have Aero on it and do a little additional testing. Okay. And so hoping to have the target right now is to have the entire thing function testing in just under 3 months. That's the goal. And so pretty head down focused over here on that. That's the main thing.
Before we start, I got a few questions, and I'm sure the audience wants to know these questions too, because you are literally living every car guy's dream right now, bro. I once tried to start my own car company. I'll text you a picture of it. We'll actually post a picture up of it right now. Me and my friend Houston, we tried to start a hypercar company. We wanted to build, at the time, a 300-mile-an-hour car. This is in 2019, so it would have been the fastest car in the world. We got about $1 million into it, and then we realized it's going to cost several more $1 million. So we kind of just paused the project, or axed it, actually. We haven't continued it at all. So you are literally living my dream right now, bro, to have your own car company. It's a big kudos and congratulations to you.
I appreciate that, and I'm excited. And again, I mean, I'm really excited once we get those kind of initial cars on the street. That's the goal, is getting those out there. So that's what I'm looking forward to. But dude, you trying to build a hypercar is on a different level. Like that's like, especially trying to kind of like overcome these like massive kind of not done before engineering challenges. Yeah, that cost gonna get up there.
We were so naive. I'm scrolling through the. I want to show you the picture of this thing. We were so naive. Bro. We literally thought we could build this car for a couple $1 million. We were. So this is
like the fastest production car is a crazy challenge, and I respect it.
Can you see that?
Oh, that's sweet. That thing looks cool. That thing looks super cool.
This is like before the Project One was announced. You know, before they came out with that thing. Yeah, it was.
Those drawings are sick.
How
far did you get?
What was that?
How far did you get?
So we hired the guy from Bertoni Design House, their head guy. He started his own company, so he designed the car for us. We bought a chassis, a carbon tub, kind of similar to the way Hennessy made their Venom, where they had a Lotus tub and then they extended the rear end.
I didn't know that Hennessy was off of a Lotus. Actually,
the original one that they made, the one that like broke records, it was off of a Lotus, at least.
Oh, very cool.
And then the rear end, they like extended it. So we were gonna do the same thing. We had an Alpha 4C chassis, so that's what we started off with. And then we were.
Are those carbon?
Yeah, carbon.
Oh, okay.
Carbon tub, yeah.
Cool.
And then we were gonna put a twin turbo V8 V10 in it from the Gallardo. 2,000 horsepower and the whole shebang. But so questions, okay?
Okay.
Why did you start this brand?
Yeah, I mean, I think it comes down to like, it's always been something like in the car community that's been talked about. It's always been something like, okay, like a street legal formula car. It's kind of been like chatted about in friend groups for a while.
Yeah.
And so no one's ever like, there's people that have kind of tried and kind of done some cool stuff like the Bach Mono. That's cool. And that's overseas more than anything. But like the actual true formula car proportions, formula car aero, like just seeing that, like driving through the city at night, it was hard to think of anything cooler. And so that's where I kind of started to think of like, okay, and after I sold my first company, I was really trying to think like, okay, what's something I can do that just I'm excited about and that I think is going to be just so cool. And that kept coming to mind. And I mean, that was first kind of those first thoughts and kind of thinking about the method of making it street legal was like a few years ago at this point. And so it's getting, and then it becomes like kind of an idea for a little bit. It's like, okay, well, how do you do that from a technical standpoint? And so it's kind of just like evolved over time. But yeah, just having that kind of end vision of like, that's one of the coolest, if I think about one of the coolest things, coolest cars, seeing like a Formula car, and I hate using the term Formula One, but like, it's not like what we're building isn't like a Formula One car, it's like a Formula 3 style-ish.
Yeah.
It's like closer to Formula 3 style than anything, but like seeing like a Formula car driving through the city at night and just like the sound of it echoing off the buildings, like it's hard to think of something that'd be much cooler.
Yeah. So the vision I keep getting for city driving is literally driving to the gym, right? I'm like, I won't need a pre-workout. I'm pulling up to the gym in a Formula One looking car. Like it's gonna blow people's minds away.
Yeah.
It's gonna, and parking is gonna be free because I'm just gonna drive underneath the little meter thing arm, which is great because parking at Equinox is pretty expensive.
It's fair.
When I first heard about Ryn, I saw the pictures. I was like, bro, this is so cool, right? It was popping up on Instagram. And then there was a link to, put a deposit to get the first one. I was like, yeah, like I want to do it. Because there was another company that tried to make a Formula car. It was like a Formula One car that they made for customers. It was track only, not for streets. I talked to them, the price was like 1 point something, like high ones, right? So when I saw this, I was like, this is really cool, but I'm not even gonna look into it. I thought like the price was gonna be something ridiculous. And then I saw another post that the price was only like, the base price was $75,000. I'm jumping on this. I could not believe how cheap the entry price point is.
Yeah.
So
keep going.
Thank you. Because to have this car, the way I spec mine for $85,000 is insane. I was expecting, please don't raise the prices, but I was expecting to pay at least $250 for this. I would have paid $250, so.
That's good information. I'll take that back to the team. No, but yeah, I mean, we really wanted to make it where it was a very like compelling car, but wasn't like, okay, let's make, especially because it's like we're kind of new brand. Want to get it out there where we can kind of build that trust. And I think it's harder to get people on a new brand to spend $300,000 on the kind of peak that you would look for in that range where it's like a full carbon monocoque, like a twin turbo V6, 600 horsepower. I think that just gets a little more challenging. I think it becomes a much easier ask at this price point. And then once we have kind of cars in customers' hands and we have kind of the brand built up where it's like, okay, we know that they can make a good, like high performance, like really awesome experience. Then we can that's kind of the plan then is now in late 2028, making something even cooler. But I mean, this thing is crazy, especially if you've never driven a Formula car. Like that's why we kind of went with the motorcycle platform. That's why it uses like a semi monocoque where it's like a space frame chassis that's reinforced. It creates that experience while keeping the cost minimal. So it's like, okay, how can we create 80% of what you'd experience for $1 million? How can we create 80% of it for less than 100? That's kind of like what the target was, is like creating that experience, and the experience that like it's an expensive car in terms of like on average, but it's not an unattainable car for almost anyone. So that was kind of the goal. And then we've got some other stuff in the pipeline for in the future that's a little bit crazier, but that's not our main focus right now. We want to get these out in the streets. So
okay. You kind of touched on the performance figures. That was my next question. So performance figures, drivetrain, engine, transmission. Any idea what the lateral G's are going to be? Suspension setup, 0 to 60 times and top speed and all that stuff.
Yeah, so there's and the kind of the base configuration. Yeah, it's 1,140 pounds is around the target there, and it should be pretty close to that. And then use the motorcycle engine. So we recently switched. We're still locking in some of the specifics, so I can't get into too much details. But the plan right now is actually using a Hayabusa engine.
Hayabusa.
So we have
I heard Aprilia. at one point.
Aprilia was so originally we had a kind of a deal with Aprilia
Okay.
with the RSV4. It's like 1100 cc, and I think the production volumes we were going to need was going to be challenging from them. And then also it's I mean Aprilia makes awesome bikes. They make awesome engines. No hate towards them in any way. The Hayabusa platform is definitely a little more robust for what we're doing here. It's easier to work on. It also has a lot more upgrade potential, and so kind of haven't officially announced it, but there is a higher
I
higher
already know where you're
horsepower
going with that.
version.
Yeah.
There's a higher horsepower version that that is available once cars go into production that kind of customers can choose from. And the reason that's possible is because of the Hayabusa platform and the ability to kind of build that up and push more power. And then again, it's something that's known. There's a lot of aftermarket support for them in a kind of vehicle platform.
Okay.
So that's kind of what the engine is. The base configuration is around 200 horsepower,
Okay.
which puts a power to weight ratio a little bit over 5 pounds per horsepower, which is fast. I mean, that's a better power to weight ratio than like a GT3 RS.
I love that video you posted. Only 220 horsepower.
Oh yeah.
Only 220.
Yeah, I know. No, it's like literally one finger to move back and forth. And it's crazy. And that vehicle there is like one of our kind of like initial test vehicles. That's like the first one we kind of built with like some existing race parts, and that kind of gave some of our like testing that we needed to build like the FP3, which is the actual car we're selling. So yeah, but a great power to weight ratio, and the aero and kind of lightweightness of it is what makes it where it'll push like 2.6 lateral G's is the figure we've been seeing, and so we're trying to see how much we can push it. But 2.6 lateral G's is where we're at, and that's fast. I mean, that's enough that like that those lateral G's is enough that you'll feel it in your neck. A GT3 RS gets like an average is like 1.9 ish, so it's fast.
Is this on street tires or on slicks?
Slicks, semi-slicks, not
okay.
just like you can get some DOT approved tires that'll get close to there. DOTs you'll probably be a little bit in the low 2s.
Okay.
So slicks will be closer to 2.6. Also depends on track and temp and all that kind of stuff. The target was just creating something, again, like that formula car experience, and one of the best things with that is those crazy lateral Gs.
And I love that you're using a motorcycle because just like a Formula car, it revs really high, right?
Super high.
Do we know what the red line's going to be?
Yeah, it should be about 12,000. So 12,000 RPMs is going to be awesome. It's inline 4-cylinder, 12,000 RPMs. It's like a 1.3 liter. And the really incredible thing about it is the motors, the engine and transmission, it's so lightweight for what it is. It's like under 200 pounds.
So it's a bike transmission.
Yeah, it uses a bike transmission, which is awesome because it functions as a sequential.
Okay.
It's hooked up to paddle shifters. You've got use the clutch to start from a stop. We've actually kind of had some conversations with Recluse, and we're going to be offering like a Recluse clutch as an option that people can buy, where then you don't have to use the clutch to start from a stop. The motorcycle platform is awesome, and especially as we offer, so like obviously the early access kind of beta cars just come in the 4-wheel configuration, but the full production then where we have to kind of offer that auto cycle and 4-wheel conversion, the motorcycle engine works incredible for that because of its chain driven. Okay. And so the 4-wheel version has like it's a chain driven limited slip differential, but then it's super easy to swap on a single rear wheel.
I love that it's first gear has a clutch. It's just like a race car. First gear is like just like pneumatic transmission. First gear, use the clutch, get it rolling, and then afterwards just paddle shifter. I mean, like a bike too, off throttle, top gears.
Yeah, exactly. Like a bike where you can power shift, and there's like kind of like auto blippers and things that we have to incorporate, and a lot of it's actually able to get tuned with the newer models, which is nice.
My beta version is gonna be this Hayabusa, and then am I gonna have the option to upgrade? I'm assuming turbo is what it's sounding like, because I know some Hayabusa engines are turboed with more power. Will I have the option to upgrade later on? Yeah.
So our plan is to be able to offer both an FP3 NA and an FP3 turbo. And so the plan is to kind of offer the FP3 turbo as an option that customers can choose from. And we're still dialing in some of the specific details, but the goal for that, it's going to be a full built engine. It'll be a costly upgrade because it's on another level. Okay, totally. It'll go from around 200 horsepower to getting close to 300 horsepower. The weight won't increase very much, and it'll increase by maybe 50 pounds, and that's at most. And so it'll go closer towards, again, that 300 horsepower range, which brings its power to weight ratio into like 3.97 pounds per horsepower, which is crazy. Like I've got a 720S. I'm pretty sure that's more than my 720S. I'd have to run the numbers, but pretty sure that is a better power to weight ratio than the 720S.
We're talking 0 to 60 times on sub 2s.
No, it won't be sub 2s. It'll be like 2.6.
2.6.
So it's 2.8 for the other one, 2.6 there. The biggest thing is when you start to get over 70 miles an hour, that really kicks in. Because I'm telling you, the base 200 horsepower version is fast. It is
Trust
fast,
me,
and especially in that platform, like where you're sitting, where your legs are, your feet are higher up than like your hips, and you are like on the road. You can see the open wheels, like you see the suspension. It's it is the most like intense thing. Like if people haven't driven a Formula car, it is super intense.
I've
It's
driven
super
an
cool. So
F3
the
car.
200 horsepower. There you go. So yeah,
Yeah, I drove
you
one in
know.
Bun Willow. My racing coach, Alex Pramott, he won GP2.
Oh,
He
very
was Lewis
cool.
Hamilton's teammate. And they back in the days they had this thing called Apex, which was basically like the World Cup of F2 cars. Back then, F2 cars were called GP2. So
yeah.
Great Britain sent Lewis Hamilton to represent Great Britain. France sent Alex Pramott. And every country sent their best driver, and Alex won that championship. And he's my racing coach,
So
so
cool.
through him, I have a lot of experience with Formula cars. So I can't
Awesome.
wait to get this thing and drive it.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to get your feedback too. Then the fact that you have that Formula car experience is going to help a ton with the feedback. And again, we kind of like some of the Formula stuff. We it's kind of like a balance. Like how do you create that full Formula car experience while making it streetable? Because a full Formula 3 car is it's aggressive. It's too aggressive. So it's kind of like finding that sweet balance. So I'm excited to hear your feedback.
Okay. Ideal customer base. Do you know what a customer base is? I mean, you kind of.
Um, yeah, I mean, especially with the initial, like, kind of the early access customers is specifically people that have like experience with high horsepower vehicles, especially rear wheel drive. That's kind of that's the target for some of the early access customers, and then realistically, the customers in general is, I mean, anyone that's a car enthusiast that's been excited about it. Like that's kind of it. Like people that are, if you're getting over 65, 70, it might be a little tough getting in and out. It's aggressive, but so like kind of that kind of younger to middle age. Just the car community there in general. They've been excited about Formula cars. People excited about Formula One. That's the target. You have a ton of different cars. You kind of know even once you get to a certain level, like even different cars, they create a different experience.
Yeah.
That's what kind of makes you want to buy a different car. Like Huracan's a totally different experience than like my 720S. Like it's not even close to the same.
Yeah.
And so like this is just a whole new like an entirely different experience to bring to the car world on the street. It's just something totally different.
So
That's kind of the excitement with it.
I bought an SLR a month ago.
Okay.
Love that car. I bought the 992 GT3 RS a couple
Cool.
of weeks ago. I have the Aston Martin Valhalla coming in, the hypercar.
Oh, very cool.
Right.
That's
the
sweet.
car I'm most excited about is this one.
I love to hear that, and I love that it's like not even close in the price range.
Exactly. Like
that's awesome.
I was having a conversation with Jack, my videographer. He goes, dude, like, how are you not getting excited for these cars? I'm like, bro, I've had like 20 supercars. Like I've had a GT3 RS before. Like I've had this platform. Like I've done this so many times. Like yeah, it's nice, but it's the newer one. Blah blah blah. I get a little excited. I get excited for like a day, but like this car, I haven't stopped talking about it ever since talking with you and getting on the beta program.
That's what makes it like exciting, and that's what makes it work. Because I mean, over here right now, we're like 14-hour days every day. Like it's just going like nonstop as hard as we can to kind of get this out. And like hearing that and hearing that kind of level of excitement, especially where like you've got it. Like I think my depth in cars that I've experienced is pretty wide, and you kind of are in a totally different level. And so hearing even from your perspective that like, hey, this car that's sub 100K has me more excited than the cars that are $300,000-$400,000.
Even cars that are $1.5 million.
Yeah. Even I was gonna say the Aston Martin's not even close on that range, but I didn't know for sure if you were more excited for it, so I don't want to assume. But yeah, that's exciting. That's what makes it where it's like, okay, cool. Like this is gonna be awesome. And I think just getting those first ones out there is like that's all I can think about is like, okay, let's get them out there.
Anything specific you want from me, as a beta customer, or like why was I chosen to be a part of the beta program?
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you have so much experience with a wide range of cars is honestly one of the biggest reasons. Because then you have a number of different kind of experiences to loop back then to kind of give real feedback. Okay, here's everything I've experienced. Here's where this fits in. Like, here's how it makes me feel. And honestly, the biggest thing I want to know is like, what do you like? What do you dislike? Like, what do you wish there was? What are you super happy about? Like, what is the super cool factors? Is there anything you wanted us to do different? Honestly, that's going to be the biggest thing. That'll help shape some of the final little tweaks before it goes to the kind of full mass production.
Okay.
I say mass production. It's gonna be it'll be a limited supply for a while. So, but once it goes to kind of the full scale production of it, hearing those little changes and what we can make there will help with that. And then it also helps as we shape the next model, the FP1. So,
okay,
yeah, getting that feedback is key. And then also just like the other reason is making it so that way you have a car and you can people can hear feedback from people that aren't just us,
okay,
and from creators. So,
thinking as a customer, I'm assuming there aren't any options with this car. There's no AC, none of that stuff, no storage place. If possibly, this is customer feedback, maybe put like a little. You're like, goddamn, what I chose wrong. He's opinionated.
No, I'm ready.
Maybe
This is what
have
I
like
wanna
a
hear.
small little pocket to put a wallet or a cell phone inside.
Yeah.
Do you have anything like that?
Yeah, so there's actually there's a like a frunk that has actual
there
like
is.
storage. It could fit like a gym bag.
Oh, sweet.
And then in the sides there's actually like small pockets
Alright.
on kind of either side in the actual cockpit where
Okay.
you could store like your phone or your wallet,
Alright.
things like that.
Perfect.
So you'll have that, and then one thing that's super cool that you might find interesting is what we're targeting to do with the key, like how the key is going to work. So what our plan with the key actually, and we're still doing some final testing to make sure, but I don't see any reason fundamentally that wouldn't work. So our goal is to actually have the steering wheel be the key. Then with that, if you that's that kind of storage compartment in the front I was talking about, there's like a nice, you can either bring the key, you can bring the steering wheel inside, and then when you come out like the next morning, you like bring it with you, or there's that area in the front that actually is like a compartment where it stores in nice, and then that just locks with like a standard key. So then we like if you go like you go to the gym, you like go up to the front, you like unlock it, you pull the wheel out, you just click the wheel in and start it. Or you like walk out of your house, you have the steering wheel in your hand,
I love that.
and like then you just click it in and start it. Like that's like
That's
that just
dope.
like the experience is
That
sweet.
is
with
cool.
it. Yeah.
Walking into the gym with the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Do you know what the steering wheel is going to look like?
Yeah, the plan is to use actually the AM SW4. The wheel is also your dash.
Okay.
So everything on the wheel, just like a Formula car,
Sick.
like the wheel shows your speed, it shows all your temperatures, it shows RPM, it shows
Okay.
everything.
Last question. Any traction control ABS on this thing or no?
Yeah, so it'll have traction control and ABS.
Okay.
We're finalizing some stuff with the early access cars to make sure. I mean, ABS is a pretty, in my opinion, pretty critical thing. Traction control can be kind of hit or miss. Again, full production will have it. The goal is to also have the early access cars have traction control as well. So
Okay.
it's something that we're finalizing, but there's definitely like a kind of aftermarket solution we can incorporate.
Okay. And just to clarify, my car is not an early access. My car is a beta. It's like an
Yeah,
early access.
Yeah, we call it like early access, like beta cars. That's kind of like the term.
Oh, so
we
it's
use
the
it's like a beta car, but it's like early access beta car.
Got it.
It's like that's the classification that's like invite only, and it's like we're only selecting kind of
Make me feel like
some
a VIP
individuals to try to determine it. So
Thank
people
you.
that have experience. So
Okay.
yeah, you're on the higher spectrum of what will like that classification, and your experience is why we want to try to get you one of the extra early production models. So
Thank you.
I'm sure that's what you want anyway. So.
Yes, please. Make me the
Yeah.
first. I'll pay extra. Make me the first. Cool.
That's fair.
All right, Kevin. Don't want to take up too much of your time. Anything else you want to add?
No, I mean, I think you had some great questions. I think we covered a lot, and yeah, I mean, the main thing I've just been reiterating consistently is like it's like our focus now these next 3 months is just like heads down, getting the first kind of test vehicle functioning, the first beta live, and then starting the customer cars after that. So
Sick.
that's going to be the main thing that speaks is once you have a car in your hand and you can give like live feedback. That's the big next pinnacle of the kind of mission.
You're based out of Austin, Texas.
Correct.
Any way we can do a Coda delivery?
Coda getting a little more challenging with the because now they're like going private. But if we can find, I'm sure together and like we can find a way to kind of make that happen, and yeah, we can bring it there and have it where you kind of do like an actual unveiling and then go straight on track.
Let's do that.
So that'd be sweet.
I would love
I'd be
that.
down with that.
That would be cool as shit.
Yeah, I think that would be a perfect plan. We'll do that, and then yeah, we can do there. And I mean, we have like our other test track we do that's kind of nearby, but it's way smaller. It's a perfect test track, but Coda's a real good test. That's where you want to test it.
Yeah.
So
Okay, awesome. I'm gonna hit the sim, start doing some laps in Coda just to prepare.
there you go. Yeah, get prepped.
All right, brother. I appreciate you so much. I can't wait to meet you in person, and can't wait to get the FP3 in my hands.
Absolutely, man. No, I'm looking forward to it too. If you got anything else, I'm here.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for taking time.
Take it
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Dude, that's so sick. I can't wait.
Bro.
That's so sick.
He's he's talking about the car, and in my head, like, I'm trying to visualize what it's gonna feel like.
Dude, I know. I'm just sitting back here because I've never driven a Formula car, so only thing I have is the sim. But like,
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
Bro,
like,
I drove an F3 car once. One time, one session only. It is, and mine was a much older F3 car, so I can only imagine new technology, what it's gonna be like.
dude, like imagine you're
the
on
key,
the road.
the steering wheel is the key. How cool is that?
That's sick.
Bro,
Imagine you're on the road and somebody pulls up in like a loft next to you, but you're
This is
but
cooler.
you're in exactly.
This is cooler,
Bro, and like they're looking down at you.
Yeah.
You're still in a F3 car. Like that's nuts.
This is wild. And yeah, only 85K. I kind of fucked up. I think he's gonna raise the prices. Sorry guys. Next batch of cars is gonna cost a lot more.